Have you ever lost an easy fight to someone who rushed you with an SMG? Here's a few tips to help you hit moving targets. Number 1. What you see is not what you get, since your brain takes time to process information. If you see an enemy is moving one way, you can easily line up your crosshair and shoot them, but most players are going to go left and right to avoid shots. If you focus too much trying to track them, you'll be wasting milliseconds of thinking, which is enough to get you killed. It's better to shoot where the enemy is going to be, and the best way to do that is by using your movement and tracking the side of the enemy's face. Not so much to the side as to be off target, but actually on the face. What this does is every time you go to shoot, it's going to take about a frame or two from where you think you're shooting, since it takes your brain time to process what you're actually seeing, as well as time to react to what's going on. You also need to track based on the situation. If the enemy is out in the open with nowhere to go, you know they're going to move left and right in some way, either quick strides, long strides, or a mix of both. You need to react to which one the enemy decides to do and apply that tracking motion to your target rather than actively trying to think about where they're going to move next. Same thing goes for enemies who have cover. If you catch them out of cover, they're going to move towards that cover, and you can imagine tracing the path they're going to go with bullets, since you still have to control for recoil. If you're in a situation where the enemy can go in and out of cover quickly, you need to apply pressure by pre-firing and either get out of cover or find an off angle to not be predictable. Number 2. Tagging. When you get shot, you lose all your momentum and you're slowed by a certain amount, depending on the weapon you get shot with. You can take advantage of this by aiming towards the neck/collarbone for a bigger hitbox in the head. Then you can tap fire the enemy once to stop them in place and shoot a burst to finish the job. This is more reliable than burst firing sometimes, since if you miss the first few shots in a burst, your recoil will be harder to manage in the follow-up shots, compared to confirming the tag and having near first shot accuracy for your follow-up shots. The bigger the weapon, the better the tagging power. You can take advantage of tagging with an SMG, but it can backfire if the enemy has a better weapon. To defend against getting tagged, you can either go to cover if you're far enough from the enemy, or you'll have to take your chances and fight back. This is why we peek with our teammates, so they can save us when we get tagged. Number 3. Shooting on the move. Most of you already know, to shoot straight, you need to be standing as still as possible, and you also know that standing still is an easy way to get killed. How do you hit an accurate shot while still moving? Some weapons, like the SMGs and pistols, are easy to shoot on the move, since that's what they're designed to do. Counter-strafing while on the move is the most accurate way to shoot, but that's not what I'm going to show you right now. If you need help counter-strafing, I have better videos on that in the description and at the end of the video. Here, I'm talking about actually shooting while moving. In close and sometimes medium range, you can do some crouch walk and walk shooting to make it harder for the enemy to track you while also being very accurate. As long as you can control for recoil, you can shoot in a straight line on the way and group shots close enough to be effective. For long range, I would only resort to crouch shooting and crouch walk shooting. You could even peek around a corner and crouch without counter-strafing, so you're on the move while being pretty accurate for your opening shots. I'll leave some practice maps I use in the description. You can use the maps to warm up and train your brain to track twitchy targets. Try to also get kills while walking and crouch walking. Having more ways to attack your enemy will only expand the plays you can make and make you more lethal. Please leave any tips you have for others in the comments. If this video helped you at all, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you and goodbye.